Hey everyone, it's Austin Bach, and I'm here recording my first Modern Masters 2017 draft. I've gotten a couple drafts under my belt already since the set was released online a couple days ago, so we're gonna record one, see how we do. We opened up a Mizzium Mortars, which is a fantastic rare. If you get up to 6 mana and you're able to cast this, you're very likely to win the game. Just basically Plague Wind your opponent. Fantastic card. Other cards of note, Skursdag Cultist is pretty good. There's a Signet. And a bunch of stuff that isn't that fantastic. So, yep, pretty easy pick. Mizzium Mortars. What do we have in pack 2? So we've got Augur Spree. So the spot removal in this format is the one thing I've learned is that the spot removal is not quite as good as it looks because there's so many ways to produce multiple bodies worth of value. You know, like the splicers, token producers. This pack, I guess, isn't a great example of that, but in general, like, spot removal is not as good as, you know, mass removal like Vithian Stinger and that kind of thing, but spot removal is still good, so I could take the Augur Spree here. But I think I prefer the Vital Splicer. This card has just been very strong for me so far. Makes 2 bodies worth of value. It's good with all the blink cards if we end up in a color that's not red, but even if we, you know, just stick with red-green, this is a solid body. The 3/3 that regenerates is just quite strong. As well, it goes well in multiples if we get more splicers later. This pack's not fantastic anyway. It's like that or the Augur Spree. I think Fatal Splicer edges it out just a little bit. Abyssal Spectre doesn't seem great. Master Splicer seems good though. It goes along with the Vital Splicer. It's a good combo, although it doesn't go with Mizzium Mortars. Coward Fear is actually a surprisingly very strong card in this format. There are a lot of 1 toughness creatures that you want to kill. So if I end up black, I do end up wanting at least 1 copy of Coward Fear. Attended Knight, Gideon's Lawkeeper, Grizzly Spectacle is also noteworthy, and Sylvan Ranger. I might actually go with the Sylvan Ranger here, surprisingly enough. It's tough because, you know, Vital Splicer, you know, is a green card, so we could take the Ranger to match it, but Splicer's not like that much better than some of the other cards here, so not actually sure what the pick is. I think Sylvan Ranger is worse than the other cards, but I'm going to take it because it leaves me a little more open. If we end up in green, cards like Sylvan Ranger and other pieces of fixing allow you to splash. So that'll let me take more powerful cards later, knowing that I'll be able to play them on the splash. Cards like Augur Spree and that kind of thing. This pack is a Blood Moon. It's worth noting that this is a Phantom draft, so we're not going to be rare drafting for value, which I think is nice because it provides a more sincere drafting experience, as if we were playing on a Pro Tour level or whatever. Boros Signet's pretty good. Izzet Guildgate is worse than Boros Signet. I think the Guildgates are just worse in general than the Signets because they don't provide the fixing. There's nothing else really in this pack, so I guess I'll take Boros Signet. Eyes in the Skies is also noteworthy. I think this card is very good in this format. Not only does it make 2 bodies for 1 card, which is important for multiple reasons, there's a lot of good 3/3s and stuff that you can populate, so it's the kind of card I will be looking to play, and I might even consider splashing it if we get another opportunity at 1 later. What do we have here? Bronzebeak Moa is okay. It's not like a card that pulls me into green-white, but it is good if you are green-white, if that makes sense. Attended Knight is fine. Scourge Devils aren't great. So it's like another Signet, a Dragon Fodder, which is not exciting. Deputy of Acquittals. We're not really set up to take advantage of it. Basically right now, like, I really just want to maximize my chances of playing Mizzium Mortars. And if I took a card like, you know, Deputy or Bronzebeak Moa, that would be not possible. So I'm just going to take this Rakdos Signet, and it's looking like we're going down like a red-green splash multiple colors type of deck. Oh, Carnage Gladiator is very good. There's also an Eyes in the Skies, a Sprouting Thrynax, a Golgari Signet. Those are all cards I'd be looking to play. Carnage Gladiator, even though I think it's better than most of these cards, it's only good really in an aggressive deck. and we're kind of a dirtily, not really that aggressive deck, and we don't know if black and red are going to be our primary colors. I kind of want to take the Sprouting Thrynax. It's a very good defensive body. Our mana base is looking pretty solid in order to cast it at this point. So it's pretty attractive. The Golgari Signet's also nice, but I do like having ways to defend ourselves early, and this is one of the better ways to do that in this color. What does this do? Makes a 4/4. If your opponent plays an artifact, it costs 3 less. Eh. Forbidden Alchemy, no. Gnawing Zombie is okay, but not great. Mortician Beetle, no. Or Skyfish are a little too hard to cast. You could take Dimir Guildgate if I wanted to go like full on 4 or 5 colors. Yeah, alright, let's do it. I don't really care that much about Gnawing Zombie anyway. We're not missing out on anything, so even though this is probably a wasted pick, let's go for it. Here, this is Earthy Enchanter, huh? Do we have any enchantments at the moment? No, I don't think it's that strong anyway. Just a 1/4 flyer for 4. It's not that good. So it's like another Signet, a relevant Signet at that. Golgari Rotworm, which is fine, but not great in a defensive deck. Just like a fine body. Hungry Spriggan, not great on defense. Mudbutton Torch Runner, fine on defense, but just not an exciting card in general. So I'll just keep taking Fixing. It'll set us up later for good stuff. Wow, Skursdag Cultist Wield. Do people not know how good this card is? This card is fantastic. We even got the combo with the Sprouting Thrynax, so I'll pretty happily take that here. Scorched Rusalka also came back. This card is pretty good if you have lots of ways to make multiple bodies. And we've got like the Thrynax and the Vital Splice already. Plus I guess Sylvan Ranger is like expendable body that we can sack. I should probably just take this Arachnus Web though. We will want some removal. Even though I don't love the spot removal in this format, especially kind of an underpowered one like this, we do need some. Slime Molding I've actually been pretty impressed with. It just scales very well. Gives you something to do on whatever turn you need to commit something to the board. Lots of good white cards though. I just don't think we're in a good place to go for that right now. I'm going to take this Slime Molding. Ice in the Skies Wield too? Are you kidding me? I mean, I could splash it maybe. I don't know, it doesn't look super likely, but you never know. Man, white is just wide open. Is it possible for us to backdoor into some kind of white deck? Man, this is a joke. Come on. Come on, people. So that, I'm trying to think maybe if we could like cut the green and just go like red-white aggro. Is that even possible now? This late into the pack? Maybe. I could take like Core Hookmaster, try to go aggro. I'm worried that just like jumping ship like this would be just recipe for disaster if it's not open in this pack. I think either way, Magma Jet is the pick here. It's just a very solid cheap removal spell. Fit into whatever deck we end up drafting. The problem is, if we wanted to go like, you know, red-white aggro, we'd basically have to get rid of 7 of our previous picks. So we'd have, what, 6 cards towards a completed deck. It just doesn't seem like it's going to come together. But we'll see what happens. We'll just, Magma Jet will go good in whatever we end up wanting to do. Extractor Demon. When another creature leaves the battlefield. It's just a 5/5 for 6 flyer. It's fine. A little hard to cast. Black, and black probably not going to be one of our primary colors because we have like the Mizia Mortars we want to cast. The Cultist will probably play. Lingering Souls is quite strong. I'm trying to think if there's any way we can justify taking that and trying to cast it. We have only Boros Signet for white fixing. I guess we have the Sylvan Ranger also. This card is so good. Is it possible that we just want to go like 4 color tokens? That just seems like so risky, but you know what? We're here to have fun, right? We didn't sign up for a Modern Masters 2017 draft to do something boring. So yeah, let's do it. I'm all in. White does look very open, so Now we're just going to take all of the Sylvan Rangers we see, basically, because we're going to need lots of fixing for this to work. I drafted a black-red deck yesterday, and I had 4 Spike Jesters in my deck. I thought it was great, but I realized this card is actually a trap in this format. It's like very, very bad, because there's so many good ways to make expendable 1/1 bodies, so you can just never attack with it. As for our purposes, we're looking at Azorius Guildgate. Blue is the only color we don't care about. I could take Centaur Healer, which is a good defensive body, certainly better than Lone Missionary, because it can actually block. This only has 1 toughness, which is a big liability in this format. Summoning Trap isn't good. None of these other cards look good, so let's take Centaur Healer. Now what do we have here? We can take Call the Conclave. Maybe we're just green-white. We can cut all our red cards. Is that a thing? I mean, we're giving up on the Mizium Orders, which seems not fantastic. But we could do something like this. Splash black for the Lingering Souls or something. I mean, I feel like that's better than just trying to force our way into this 4-color nonsense. I mean, what would we even take if we wanted to stick with our original plan? Like a Deathhood Cobra, which is good, but not, like, spectacular. Grixis Slave Driver is, like, fine. I guess Vampire Noble, or Falconwrath Noble is actually legitimately quite good. But I've got a feeling that green-white is wide open, so I think we're going to go this way, see what happens. Man, another Falconwrath Noble. Probably should just take it here, considering that we're already thinking about splashing black for the Lingering Souls if we go down this direction. And Falconwrath Noble is just a very strong card, especially when we've got lots of ways to dump multiple bodies into play. Aether Toe, I think, is quite good if you have, with cards like Eyes in the Skies, Lingering Souls, Attended Night, that can make multiple white bodies. So that's noteworthy. I would like to have a card like that in my deck if we are going this direction. What do we have here? Another Slime Molding is meh. Gift of Orzhova is fine. I mean, Gruul Signet if we wanted to stick with our, you know, Jund plan or whatever. It's looking less likely by the minute, though. Could just take Slime Molding. Make sure we have enough populate fodder for, like, our Eyes in the Skies and that kind of thing. I think this is the direction we're going down now. Gideon's Lawkeeper or Orzhov Guildgate. Might have built Krosa, probably not. Yeah, I'll probably just take Gideon's Lawkeeper. I think we need to commit now. I'm going to give up on red. Cut this. We're going to need a little bit of fixing in the end, though, just for like the Lingering Souls and the Noble. We might play Noble, we might not. And Orzhov Guildgate. This is going to be very desirable, but at least we have the Sylvan Ranger also, so it's not like we have 0 fixing, and we can find some later. I like Rootborn Defenses in this deck. We've got Call the Conclave, Vital Splicer, Double Slime Molding. I'm going to be looking to pick up more, more ways to have populate guys. Druid's Deliverance is worse. What does this card do? Interesting. Strength in Numbers is playable in this format, but not amazing. It's only good on offense, obviously. Giant Baiting, I don't think is that good. I guess I'll take Might of Old Krosa. I'm not very excited about it, but having a pump spell is fine. Well, now look at all these cards that are open. That would have been good in our Jund deck. I guess I'll take Augur Spree, just in case we decide to go back down that road. Attended Night came back. I'm not thrilled about where this is going, but at least we have a plan now. Pitfall Trap. Sideboard card. Sundering Growth, maybe playable. Alright, so still not exactly sure what we're doing, but I have a decent idea. But we'll just see what Pack 3 has in store for us.